That's one wonderful thing about bushcraft too. The kids who learn bushcrafting, and they learn how to cook from their own pot. Like when families go camping, usually mommy or daddy, especially if they go camping, cook all the food for the family, which is not a good practice. Sometimes, sure, you can do that, but it's better to have your kids have smaller individual pots and train them to cook food in their own pots and not do it for them. Huh? Always have to rag on the girls for this, though. Mommies always want to cook just big meals for everybody. So no, don't do that. Let the kids practice cooking their own food. Otherwise, you're disempowering them and just doing things for them, and they just come out. They think bushcrafting is camping. But when they do bushcrafting, they do their own training. They train to survive solo. They train to use their cooking pot. If they don't have a cooking pot, they train to make a cooking pot. Okay? Out of birch bark, pine bark, white pine, you can actually make a cooking pot in. You can make a rock-burned bowl in which you can cook food. If you have a woolen hat, you can actually cook food in a wool hat. If you have a garbage bag, you can use a garbage bag with a wool sweater or a wool blanket to boil water in. By making a depression in the ground, putting the water down so the garbage bag is in there, and so that will hold water, and then put the woolen material over that so the water will still be holding in there as you put the woolen material that will protect the thing. Line it with pine boughs, which will also add to the vitamin C content of the water. Pour the water in and boil the water with rocks that you've boiled in the fire, heated up, made burning, scalding hot in the fire. Just make sure you don't put river rocks in the fire, otherwise you'll have hand grenades that blow up in your fire and pierce your eyes out, because the water molecules in the wet river rocks will expand and explode the rock and shedding shrapnel into your eyes and literally blowing you up. So don't do that. Use rocks always that are earthen and that have been properly dried out. Okay, that's another thing. Anyways, the point is, these earthen vessels and having the children and young people trained to do things by themselves, empowers them. Camping time is great, but you have to train your children to be able to be independently strong. Okay? To not be able to rely on you all the time, but to be independent. So this is what, for example, the military does to train its infantry and all its people. They make them, all the infantry and the army men, to use, their mess kits, their cooking kits. Nobody's going to be cooking for you. You got to learn how to cook. The military trains that into you. You got to be able to shoot. You got to be able to run. You got to be able to work as a team, but also you got to be able to take care of yourself. You got to be able to apply first aid for yourself and others, etc. And it's the same way. The kids have to learn those kind of practices too, because it makes them more independently powerful and empowered, which allows them to stand against evil and predators at a higher level. And not when a predator comes, they don't go, "Mommy, mommy, predator came." They're 20, 30, 40 years old. "Mommy, mommy, help me, the predator came." That's a freaking weakened child. That's a weakened person. Somebody who does not know how to do anything, does not know how to cook in a pot, does not know how to boil water, does not know how to start a fire, does not know how to do feather sticks or use an axe. They don't know how to do crap nowadays. It's ridiculous. But God is bringing joy to my heart today, because I can talk about a cooking pot and I can talk about bushcraft. It's amazing.